In this lecture, we are going to talk about continuous random variable. So in the last couple of lectures, we have talked about discrete random variable, that is one category of random variable. And now we are going to talk about another category of random variable, which is continuous random variable. So from the name, it suggests that the distribution function of a continuous random variable will be continuous. So that will going to happen, but the definition of the continuous random variable is more strict in the sense that we say that a random variable is a continuous random variable if the cumulative distribution function is is absolutely continuous. Okay, and that basically given by this definition that a random variable is said to have a continuous distribution if there exists a non-negative integrable function small f from r to 0 to infinity. So note that small f is always non-negative, that is also given here. So basically this is a non-negative integrable function such that the capital F, the cumulative distribution function, can be written as the integration of the small f. Please notice the range of the integration. The range of the integration turns from minus infinity to x. So the distribution function, cumulative distribution function at the point small x can be written as the integration from minus infinity to small x of the small f function. Then the corresponding random variable is called a continuous random variable and the distribution is called the continuous distribution. And in this case, just like before that, in case of the discrete random variable, what was support? Support was nothing but where the probability mass function is strictly greater than 0. In this case, where the probability density function is nothing but this small f, where this small f strictly greater than 0, we call that set as the support. So what is the continuous random variable? If the distribution function of a random variable can be written as the integration of a function small f, which is non-negative and obviously integrable, then the corresponding random variable and corresponding distributions are called continuous random variable and continuous distribution respectively. The function small f is called probability density function, and the set Sx, which is the collection of x such that fx is small fx is greater than 0, is called the support of x. Note that in case of the discrete random variable, we had probability mass function. In case of the continuous random variable, we have probability density function. So PMF, probability mass function, is only defined for the discrete random variable, whereas PDF, the probability density function, is only defined for the continuous random variable. Okay, keep this thing in mind. And what we are going to see is that most of the intuition which works with probability mass function will work with probability density function. But there is a basic difference between probability mass function and probability density function. I will come to that point. So now you see that if I can write the probability mass function in this way, what does this mean? This basically means that, okay, what does this mean? This basically means that if I try to find out what is the probability that x equals to, x lies between two values, what is the probability that x lies between maybe a to b, a is less than x is less than b, clearly I take equality sign here. We have seen that this quantity is f of x at the point b minus f of x at the point a. And because for the continuous random variable, this distribution function can be written as the integration of density function. So that means basically this integration turns out to be, this quantity turns out to be this integration, and this quantity turns out to be the integration minus infinity to a small fx dx. Okay, so what does this mean? Now note that the integrand is same, so that integration can be written as integration from a to b f of x at the point x dx. Now note that whether I am taking equality or not equality in different sides, the integration will remain same. So that means this probability is not going to change. Moreover, if I try to find out what is the probability of a single point A, which can be interpreted as the probability that x lies between A to A, this can be interpreted as an interval where basically the both the endpoint of the interval are same as A. So that means this probability I can write as A to A, A to A, f of x at the point x dx, and because the integration is nothing but the area under the curve, that means if I do the integration from A to A, I am doing the integration only at one point, that basically the area will be 0. So that means if x is a continuous random variable, probability of x equals to A is 0 for all A belongs to R. So whatever the point in R you take, and if you try to find out what is the probability that x equals to A, that will be 0 if x is a continuous random variable. Okay, fine. So this point is very important, and we are going to use it again and again. Well, this has been written here for continuous random variable x, probability x equals to A equals to 0 for all A belongs to R, and the explanation what I have already talked about, that the probability in this case is nothing but the area under the density curve, and so if I do the integration over one point, that will turn out to be 0. And what does that has a very nice implication. The implication is that, see, we have pointed out that if I do not have an atom, that means if the probability of x equals to x is equals to 0, then the distribution function is continuous at the point x. So now for a continuous random variable, the probability x equals to A is 0 for all A belongs to R. So what does this mean? This means that the cumulative distribution function of a continuous random variable does not have an atom. So the cumulative distribution function of a continuous random variable is continuous. So this absolutely continuous thing actually implies that the cumulative distribution function is also continuous. So for a continuous random variable, cumulative distribution function is continuous. Now, this is one very important point. What does this part say? This part simply says that the PDF is not unique. Please keep in mind that when we talk about the discrete random variable, the PMF, the probability mass function, was unique. Because given a distribution function, I have a relationship that the PMF is nothing but probability. PMF at the point x is nothing but distribution function at the point x minus the left limit of the distribution function at the point x. So because of this one, as the cumulative distribution function is unique for a random variable, the PMF is unique in case of the discrete random variable. But this is not true for a continuous random variable when we talk about PDF, probability density function. Why? The answer is very simple, that suppose this f is a PDF of a random variable. Now think of this function g. What I did for g, at one point I changed the value. So I take a small f function at one point, at the point a, just particularly one point, I change the value. So I get a new function g, which is nothing but same as f of small x for all x does not belongs not equals to a, and which is b if x is equals to a. And we take that a is not equals to f of a. So clearly that g function and f function are two different functions. Now, if I take this b is strictly greater than 0 or greater than equals to 0, that basically tells that x is also greater than equals to 0 for all values of x. Okay, gx is greater than equals to 0 for all values of x, because we have taken a is greater than equals to 0. Now, it is easy to see that if I take the integration of g, because I changed that g at only one point, the integration of g up to the point x is same as the integration of f, small f, up to the point x. And the integration of small f up to the point x is nothing but the cumulative distribution function. So cumulative distribution function at the point x can be written as the integration of small f up to x up to small x, and also can be written as the integration of g up to small x. And this shows that for the distribution function f, both the small f and small g are probability density functions. But clearly small f and small g are two different functions, so that means that corresponding to a cumulative distribution function, I can have multiple, in fact infinite number of probability density functions. Just I will change the function in 2 points, in several points. I'll take each real number and I will change the value of that function. I will give different probability mass function. So probability mass function is not unique, but probability mass function is unique, PMF is unique, but probability density function PDF is not unique. And as the definition of the support is given using this PDF, definition of the support for a continuous random variable is given using probability density function. Clearly probability density function is not unique. In that case, probability support is also not unique. In case of the discrete random variable, PMF is unique, support is unique. In case of the continuous random variable, PDF is not unique, hence the support is not unique. But the distribution function is unique for all kind of random variable, whether it is discrete or continuous, does not matter. It is a unique. The probability cumulative distribution function is a unique. Okay, now those things has been already discussed, that well, the probability a is less than x is less than equals to b can be written as the integration of f from a to b. So that means that if I have to find out the probability that x belongs to in an interval in case of a continuous random variable, I have to find out what is the area under the density curve between a and b. Okay, and that as the cumulative distribution function CDF is continuous, so all these probabilities are same. Because left hand limit, right hand limit, and the value at the point of the cumulative distribution function will be same. So all these probabilities will be same, and which is nothing but the integration of the density function from a to b. Let us take an example. So suppose I have this distribution function. First question is obvious, is this a distribution function? I write this is a cumulative distribution function. So natural first question is that, is this a cumulative distribution function? Well, that you can check using the theorem 2.2. Using the theorem 2.2, you can easily check that this is a cumulative distribution function. I left this is an exercise, and in this case it is easy to see that if I take small f to be this function, then integration of small f is equals to this function. So, and this small f is always greater than equals to 0. So that means the x having this cumulative distribution function is a continuous random variable, and it has a PDF f. Note that finding out PDF is very simple. What I have to do, I have to take the differentiation here. I have to differentiation in several parts. Note that this function is not differentiable at the point a and b. So I do not care about a and b, because at 2 point I can assign any value. This will remain the probability density function as long as these values are greater than 0. Okay. So that means I will take the derivative in different parts, and if the derivative, after taking the derivative, if I just check, I need to just check that whether I will be able to write this function as the integration of this function for all values of x. I am done. Okay, fine. So now note that So in this case, this x is a continuous random variable, and a continuous random variable having this PDF is called a uniform random variable on the set A, on the interval A to B. Okay, and notice that if I change A and B, the function changes, this function changes. So this A and B are parameters, and so we'll use the notation that x follows u a b to indicate the fact that x is a continuous random variable having this particular PDF. Okay, I hope that this example is okay with everyone. Note that one implication that I can find out this probability x lies between A and B, which is nothing but the length of A and B, length of the interval alpha to beta divided by length of the whole interval A to B. Well, and in this case, why this is called a uniform distribution? The idea is basically nothing but you take any interval in A and B, any subinterval of the interval A and B, you have the probability same if the length is same. So, if the length of the subinterval is same. So, what does this mean? This means that I am not preferring any subinterval over other subinterval. So, kind of a uniformity is there. So that's why this distribution is called a uniform distribution. Okay, so that is the uniform distribution, and I stop it here. In the next example, next lecture, we will see some of other examples of the continuous random variables.